Kill him here, kill him here. This is where we win it. Super finisher! This is it, this is our time, this is our time, this is our time. They're melting on it, they're melting on it.
So there are all kinds of different heals. Obviously, they do different things. Some are better for PvP, PvE, so on and so forth. I used to use a Glyph of Elemental Harmony just because it gave such a nice big heal, which was really awesome. But after really kind of getting comfortable with World vs. World, I've actually switched to Arcane Brilliance, which I absolutely love because of the blast. So especially when I'm getting low, I can cast a water field or something, and in addition to getting the healing from the water field and the healing from the spell itself, I can blast it and get everybody else around me healed and so on and so forth. So totally recommend this. Try it out. It might take you a little while to get comfortable with it since it's not such a big heal, but definitely check it out. Armor of Earth, super important. These abilities right here, all three of these utilities. You're not going to be using them much, but as soon as you're in one of those oh shit moments, you are going to be using these. Armor of Earth, again, this just gives you reduced damage, negative 33% incoming damage. The way that I'm spec'd, it actually heals me as well, which is kind of nice. But there are going to be those situations where you've got to get across the bridge, or you got to get through that choke, you got to get in the lurch room. And the melee train, they've got stuff that they can get through it. They've got enough armor, etc., to be able to push through that. But as a light, where you've got to have these abilities in order to do that. And it's such a horrible situation when you're pushing and you stop short because there's too many fields, you're gonna die, you're not gonna take a little damage, and you're like, oh, I'll just wait a couple seconds for those fields to dissipate, and then I'll continue through. But typically what happens is your Zerg, your melee train, gets over here, your enemy Zerg is right here, and you're still stuck here. And you've got basically two options. You can either try and get through that entire melee Zerg by yourself, which usually doesn't work, or you can stand out here looking like a dope, which the melee train's probably going to squirrel off a little bit and kill you anyway. So these abilities right here let you just stay with the train and live and survive and get through whatever. Especially like if you're getting ganked by a thief or whatever on the side, just having these to move around and get out of that situation is so handy. So mist form, again, there's often a lot of times where you're trying to get into a tower or something, or you're trying to get through a big group. Mist form is a great way of doing that. You can get immobilized in mist form, which really sucks. But again, this is the ability. Usually I'll dodge roll once, or run through, I'll dodge roll twice, and I'll hit my mist form, and it can pretty much get me into any door that I need to. But if it doesn't, lightning flash it's like I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It's like the Superman. It's gonna save the day when all else fails. As long as you've got your lightning flash, you'll probably survive. And there are so many situations. In fact, I posted a video that has one of those situations. Both of my abilities were down, and I was fighting a big Zerg in front of me, and then all of a sudden a group of like 10 came in behind me and just smashed me right from the back, and I was about to die, but I was able to get my lightning flash off and actually get behind them and completely survive that encounter and move on. So lightning flash, so handy. I used to actually run Arcane Wave just because I really liked the ability to have that additional blast, but when I switched over to lightning flash, my survivability just got so much better. So totally recommend that for anybody. Just the mobility there, that last ditch effort to survive. This is really what's going to get you there. It also heals too, which is kind of cool. Finally, the last is Elite Skill. Usually I'll rotate between Fire Greatsword and Tornado. Fire Greatsword is fantastic for mobility. You're trying to get out of a situation, you're trying to catch up to the Zerg. You get caught by one or two roamers, and you're in your Zerg spec, which isn't that great for doing 1v1s. you know, I can drop my Fire Greatsword and just pretty much obliterate anything that's in front of me, and if I can't, I can use the mobility to get the heck out of there and survive and catch up with the raid. And then Tornado is incredibly handy. What it does is it puts up this huge field around you where it basically knocks people down. And you've got these 3 abilities to do damage, additional knockbacks, blindness, you know, so on and so forth, along with it. So play with this a couple times before you use it in combat. Understand what, you know, those 3 abilities do. Because the first time I casted it, you know, I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. What's this do? And I was just like roaming around the enemy just without pushing into the buttons. And then later I realized, oh crap, there's buttons there. So play with that a couple of times before you get into battle with it. But anyways, that's kind of the basics of your spells, abilities, what to call. Again, you know, if you get anything out of this, first of all, please get in TeamSpeak, join the commanders. It's just so much more fun to be in TeamSpeak with people while they're calling things out and running around. But finally, call your important fields. Call those water fields. Call your statics. Call your fire fields, your meteor, etc. Because again, if you're not calling them and people aren't blasting them, you're only getting, you know, 40 or 50% out of that spell. And if you guys want to win, get the most bags, you got to have 100% out of everything you do. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit longer than the videos that I want to do, but there's a lot of information that needed to be covered in this. So if there's anything that I missed or any questions that you have, feel free to leave comments, and I'll try and put together a video or something or answer those to that effect. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you in game.